All right, I am back here at Scott's house, and if you missed it, about 6 months ago, we did a video here. Scott lives kind of right around the corner from me, just a few minutes away, and he has this awesome 500-gallon in-wall tank that he built. And if you missed that last video, it was around the first of the year. I'll link to it down below. But he has completely changed out the stock in this tank since we shot that. And actually part of the reason that I was over here then was he was selling, he had peacocks and haps in there mostly, and he was selling a bunch of those, and I bought a bunch of them. If you guys have been watching recently, you'll see I've got that F1 Bang of Sunshine that's amazing. That came from Scott. My Z-Rock breeding group that's been breeding like rabbits comes from Scott. So he had some great fish, but he was changing all those out so that he could switch this tank over to, as you can see, Frontosa. So Scott, really quick, just for everybody who missed the last video, can you just give me the specs on this tank real quick?
Sure. It's a 500-gallon. It's 6 foot long, 4 foot wide, and 3 foot tall. Made out of plywood.
And the front panel is acrylic. It's how thick?
I believe it's 1 inch thick acrylic.
Yeah,
front panel.
It's real thick. And as Scott stated last time, and I assume that it's been fine the last 6 months, he's never had any leaks from this tank. Never had any problems. So he did an amazing job building it. And I'll also link, as I did last time, to a big build thread that he did about it in case you guys are interested in building your own tank and what all is involved with that. And here in a minute we'll go back and show you the back of it, because I love seeing that, and I know you guys do too. And I know some of you won't go and watch that old video, which is fine. But man, these Frontosa are awesome. What kind of Frontosa are these exactly?
They're mikula. I think that's how you say it.
Mikula?
Yeah.
Okay. And there are some big guys in here. It's hard to tell because this tank is so big. Like, it's a 500-gallon tank, but some of these guys are just massive. Your biggest, your alpha male, you said, is how big? 14 inches?
At least 14 inches.
At least 14. So just to give you, I mean, looking at this, it almost looks like these fish are, 6 inches max. But if you were here, you could tell they're much larger than that. Do you know just about, I don't know, roughly what ratio you have of males to females?
I believe it to be 4 males and 6 females.
4 and 6, okay. God, look at that. That is just such a beautiful fish. And I guess tell me the story on these guys. Where did you find them? And because they were all big, you bought them as adults, or I guess most of them. Are these smaller ones just? I mean, they're adults. They just haven't gotten as big yet, or what's?
Correct. The females are all the smaller ones.
It's just the
growth
females.
rates are just much slower than the males.
Gotcha. I've never kept Frontosa myself. It's among the list of many things that I have not kept, but. So my knowledge is a little bit limited, other than just, man, these are so beautiful. Okay, so where did you find these guys?
Luckily, I mean, the nice thing about African cichlids is a lot of people tend to know the same people, and it basically came through a friend of a friend who knew he was going to be selling them, so it gave me a heads up on them, and luckily I was able to snatch them up before it was posted out for the public.
That's the way to do it. It's like a pocket listing in real estate.
Pretty much.
Like, yeah, where you just you get the scoop. Well, that's awesome. So tell me, I guess, you knew you wanted Frontosa? I remember when I talked to you back then, you said you're going to turn this into a Frontosa tank, because you've kept all kinds of stuff in here.
Oh yeah.
In the past. Did you want this specific type of Frontosa, or did it just work out that way that this was just too awesome to pass up?
I mean, I was looking for a Zaire group. I didn't really care the collection point as long as it was Zaire. And to be honest, I really did not expect to find a group this big. I expected to buy some F1 juvies and just grow them out. This just happened to fall across my lap, and I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, I can't blame you. Yeah, and I mean, there's benefits to both. It's awesome to buy fish that are small and watch them grow, but there's a lot to be said for the instant gratification of getting a big group like this.
Right, because these fish are 4 years old, so they would have been a long wait.
Yeah, and about how long do fronts live, do you know?
I've seen anywhere from 20 to 30 plus years.
Right. So like it seems, oh man, you bought 4-year-old fish. Like why would you do that? You know, why would you invest in 4-year-old fish? But if they're going to live that long, you know, they're still
babies.
Yeah, they're still babies. Come on, that's awesome. Man, those guys, those big ones, those big males are just crazy. Okay, and so we talked for a couple minutes before we started filming. So you said they have not bred for you yet, which is a little crazy to me. But once we started talking about it, it made sense. So you think that so there's an alpha, and then there's like kind of the second, I don't know, the beta or beta male. He's tried to breed maybe a little bit, you think, and the alpha has kind of held him off.
Right. I've seen spawning behavior between the beta and the largest female, but every time the alpha sees it, he's quick to get over there and put an end to it. And I've yet to see him attempt any spawning behavior, so I've read that some alphas can be duds. So I'm not sure if he's the issue or not.
Yeah, and we talked about, you know, because it's been 6 months, at some point do you try and pull the alpha out of there, figure that out? But yeah, it's like a 14-inch fish. What do you do with it right in the meantime? And do you try and, like, I was saying maybe you try and cordon it off in here somehow, but man, like when you try to contain a 14-inch fish, I don't care how big the tank is, yeah, that can be complicated.
I'm hoping to give him a little bit of time and just, I don't know, I'm going to try some different diets, see if I can, I don't know.
Yeah, there's all the tricks. I mean, you would think that 6 months, though, you'd think you wouldn't have to do tricks, but and with a huge tank. But yeah, sometimes there's all those things. Change diet. Have you tried changing the rocks around at all?
I have not yet.
That might be something to try. Again, I'm not a Frontosa guy, so I'm not going to try and pretend like I know. But I just know in breeding in general, sometimes that can help.
And Frontosas are notoriously finicky. Some people will buy groups and they will never spawn for them. Other people will buy groups and they spawn like rabbits. So it's almost the luck of a draw.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, I hope these guys get breeding for you, because I'm sure that they were not cheap. I won't make you tell us how much you pay for them. I'm sure it was not cheap.
They're not the cheapest fish in the world.
No, but what's nice is once you get them breeding, you know, they're sought after enough, and when you get good ones like this, you can sell them for a decent amount of money. So yeah, I hope that starts working for you. So guys, and really we'll go here in a second and show you the back, but this tank is in wall. It's this is his basement, and this is built into one wall of the basement. It's just like you sit here, there's a couch and a TV and everything, but just instead of having a normal wall over here, he's got this amazing tank. So let's stop, take a second, go and show you what this looks like from the back. Okay, so this is the back of that wall. This is the tank, the plywood sides, as you can see, and we talked about this last time. Scott really built this thing to last. It's very sturdy. He has got very sturdy stand underneath it. All the plumbing, you know, these overflow into a couple of sumps. This one he has some pothos growing out of. Big sump down here with, you know, biomedia here, well, probably physical and bio in his whatever you call these things, the
Sterlite towers.
Yeah, the Sterlite towers, and going into the sump and then back out again. He's got a big pump down here that is essentially silent. Most of the noise you hear back in this room is really water noise. It's the sound of the water running through the system more than the pump. I mean, you said, how many gallons an hour is this pump, you say?
It's almost 4,400 gallons an hour.
4,400 gallons an hour, and it's almost silent. So, and you know, as you can see, he's got shutoffs, he's got disconnects, unions. All of this he can really tweak as he needs to. He's got some lids on here that are kind of DIY but work really well. And then we wanted to talk about your lights, because those have changed since the last time.
Yeah, they're old school metal halide. They're a 20K bulb to give the tank that deep water feel. Really like them.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, really, really cool setup back here. Makes it so that all of this stuff is hidden, and the only thing in the room is just that viewing panel. So Really cool to see some filter socks on here. And then yeah, this the pothos for the nitrates. And then we talked about it last time as well. You got this drip system coming in. Just a constant, is it still a hot water drip?
Yeah, it's a hot water drip.
Right, hot water drip constantly, so that's all coming in, and then the old water is overflowing down to a drain. So you guys all know how I feel about drip systems, how much work that takes away. So yeah, really great setup back here. And then you got a 60-gallon tank. What's in there?
There are some Inkfin Calvis and Cyatopharynx Boy, I believe.
Okay.
Cebuesa.
So it's just kind of a fun side project.
Grow outs.
Grow outs.
I can't wait to get them in the 500. I don't know if you've ever seen adult Cebuesas, but just a spectacular fish.
Oh, cool. So you're going to put them in there, huh?
Yes.
Right on. All right, cool. Well, that's really it for the update, guys. That Frontosa tank is pretty amazing. So when I knew he did that, I knew I'd want to come back and show you guys. So hope you dig that. Let me know what you think. As always, down in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, thanks everyone. Have a good one.